The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind by William Kamkwamba. A lesson with me, Miss Glass. The story today takes place in Malawi, and it is a true story. Malawi is a country in Africa. Find that arrow. Before we start, you should know Africa is not a country. Africa is a huge continent with 54 countries. The main character in our story today is William. William is a real person. People in William's village in Malawi speak Chichewa and English. You're going to hear both languages in the book today. Take a look at this picture. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Remember, notice is what we see with our eyes, and wonder, those are our questions. I wonder what that big thing is. I wonder who put it there. Pause the video, take a moment, talk to whoever you're watching with about what you notice and what you wonder. And today I have 2 shout outs from Class Dojo. To Larry, your mom tells me that you're doing a great job watching videos and keeping up with your schoolwork. I'm so proud of you. And Michael, your mom has sent me some really cool pictures of the work you're doing at home. Keep it up, guys. And a shout out, of course, to all of my Roselawn Lions, especially my blue owls and green birds. I miss you guys. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind by William Kamkwamba and Brian Mueller. Pictures by Elizabeth Zunnan. In a small village in Malawi, where people had no money for lights, nightfall came quickly and hurried poor farmers to bed. But for William, the darkness was best for dreaming. He dreamed of building things and taking them apart, like the trucks with bottle cap wheels parked under his bed, and pieces of radios that he'd cracked open and wonder, if I can hear the music, then where is the band? His grandpa's tales of magic also whispered in the pitch black of his room. Witch planes passed through the window while ghost dancers twirled around the room as if 100 men were inside their bodies. At dawn in the fields, William scanned the maize rows for magical beans, then wondered as the truck rumbled past, how does its engine make it go? Pay attention where you throw that hoe, his father shouted. You'll cut off your foot. For all its power over dancers and flying things, magic could not bring the rain. Without water, the sun rose angry each morning and scorched the fields, turning the maize into dust. Without food, Malawi began to starve. Soon William's father gathered the children and said, "From now on, we eat only 1 meal per day. Make it last." In the evenings, they sat around the lantern and ate their handful, watching hungry people pass like spirits along the road. Money also disappeared with the rain. "Pepani," his father said, "I'm sorry. You will have to drop out of school." Now William stood on the road and watched the lucky students pass, alone with the monster in his belly and the lump in his throat. For weeks he sulked under the mango tree until he remembered the library down the road, the gift from the Americans. He found science books filled with brilliant pictures. With his English dictionary close by, William put together how engines moved those big trucks and how radios pulled their music from the sky. The greatest picture of all was a machine taller than the tallest tree with blades like a fan. A giant pinwheel? Something to catch magic? Slowly, he built the sentence. Windmills can produce electricity and pump water. He closed his eyes and saw a windmill outside his home, pulling electricity from the breeze and bringing light to the dark valley. He saw the machine drawing cool water from the ground, sending it gushing through the thirsty fields, turning the maize tall and green, even when farmers' prayers for rain went unanswered. The windmill was more than a machine. It was a weapon to fight hunger. Magetse a mfepo, he whispered. I will build electric wind. In the junkyard, pieces appeared, like rusted treasures in the tall grass. A tractor fan, some pipe, and bearings and bolts that required every muscle to remove. Donga! He'd shout to the birds and spiders, holding up his prize. But as William dragged his metal home, people called out, This boy is Misala! Only crazy people play with trash. After many weeks, William arranged his pieces in the dirt. A broken bicycle, rusted bottle caps, a plastic pipe, even a small generator that powered a headlight on a bike. For 3 days he bolted, banged, and tinkered while chickens squawked and dogs barked and neighbors shook their heads saying, What's Misala doing now? His cousin Geoffrey and best friend Gilbert soon appeared. Muli Bwanji, they greeted. Can we help with electric wind? Grab your pangas and follow me, he said, and took them into the forest. Together they swung their sharp blades into the trunk of blue gum trees, then hammered them together to make the tower. Standing atop, William shouted, Bring it up! While the boys tugged and heaved. A crowd gathered below and gazed at this strange machine that now leaned and wobbled like a clumsy giraffe. Some giggled, others teased, but William waited for the wind. Like always, it came. First a breeze, then a gusting gale. The tower swayed and the blades spun round. With sore hands once slowed by hunger and darkness, William connected wires to a small bulb which flickered at first, then surged as bright as the sun. Tonga! He shouted. I have made electric wind! Wachita bueno, a man yelled. Well done! As the doubters clapped and cheered, William knew he had just begun. Light could not fill empty bellies, but another windmill could soak the dry ground, creating food where once there was none. Magetsi a mfepo, electric wind, can feed my country, William thought. And that was the strongest magic of all. All right, guys. Before we read the story, you took a look at this picture. Well, let me tell you what it is now. This is the actual windmill that William built. William was only an 8th grader when he did this. Pretty cool, right? All right, guys, let's see if you understood the story. Remember, you should be able to tell the character's setting, problem, and resolution all by yourself. So let's go through. Pause the video before I give the answer and see if you know it before me. Who are the characters in the story? And who was the most important character? Our main character is William, but there are other characters too. William's family, his best friend, and other people in the village. How about the setting? Where and when? Sometimes when is hard, but give it some thought. The where is Malawi. The when, we could say during a time of drought. Drought means that it wasn't raining a lot. How about the problem? William's village did not have electricity, and there was not enough water to grow crops. People were starving. And resolution? How was the problem solved? William built a windmill that could make electricity, and then another one that could provide water for the village. Nice job, guys. If you could tell all four of those things, that means that you understood the story. So let's move on. One of our goals says, I can use context clues to figure out what new words mean. Let's walk through this together. Take a look at the picture on the screen. I'll read what the word said. He saw the machine drawing cool water from the ground, sending it gushing through the thirsty fields, turning the maize tall and green, even when farmers' prayers for rain went unanswered. The windmill was more than a machine. It was a weapon to fight hunger. Now, you might not know what the word maize means. I'm going to show you some clues in the text, and then you can see if you can figure it out yourself. Here's a clue. It's something that grows in fields because it says gushing through the thirsty fields, turning the maize tall and green. There's another clue. So it's something that grows in the fields. It's tall and green. Farmers grow it. Look at the picture. If we put all of these clues together, then our smart, good reader brains can tell us that maize must be something like corn. Here are some extensions for home learning. If you want, you could use the internet and find more information about William Kamkwamba. He's a real person. Here's a picture of him when he was a kid, standing in front of one of his windmills, and the other one's a picture of him now. He's still alive, and he is only 32. He's got a pretty cool website that you can check out if you want to. Here's another idea. Build your own little windmill or pinwheel. Can you find a way to make the blades move? You could use Legos, you can use paper, you could use little paper cups. The possibilities are endless. And it's been pretty windy outside, so you'll probably have pretty good luck making the thing move. Here's another idea. You could write about this story. How did the story make you feel? If you could talk to William, what would you say to him? If you're one of my first graders, you might also think about how William is similar to Anna in Waiting for the Biblioburro and Tomas in Tomas and the Library Lady. What do they have in common? You know what, guys? I've been waiting all year to read you this book. I'm a little sad that I have to read it to you on YouTube. But I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you learned something from it. This guy is really cool, just like you. So, maybe one of you are going to be the next great inventor. Keep asking questions, keep thinking, keep dreaming, keep building. I'll see you soon, guys. Love you.